I gotta get all my goofies out because I gotta be serious on this video. Is my hair okay? My hair is moist. Okay, alright, here we go. Oh. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, y'all. Do not go vegan. Seriously, don't do it. Don't go vegan if these things that I'm about to talk to you about are deal breakers for you, because you're just gonna make your life very, very difficult. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandy and I am a graphic designer and a health coach, and I love to talk about all things food, fun, and fitness on this channel. And as y'all probably heard in the last video, we have reached 800 peeps. We have over 800 peeps in our corner of the internet, and I'm just so grateful that y'all come back and watch all of these videos and you leave your support and your love for all the shenanigans that we do on this channel. So as y'all already know, we're gonna talk about reasons to not go vegan. Wait a minute, SpongeBob! I feel like it's just as important as reasons to go vegan, because a lot of the times I feel like vegans will make the case for like veganism curing everything. It's kind of like coconut oil, you know, you just slap a little coconut oil and everything is cured. You just slap veganism on some stuff and then everything is cured. And that is just not true. And this is coming from a vegan. I've been vegan for over 8 years. So if it's coming from me, you know you can trust me. If these are deal breakers for you, then it's really not worth it to suffer just to try to be vegan. Just stick to a whole foods diet or even a plant-based diet. And I did talk about the difference between plant-based and vegan and vegetarian in a previous video. So if y'all haven't seen that video, feel free to go over and watch that one after this one. And y'all, seriously, do what you want, eat what you want, but certain people may encounter certain struggles as they're trying to figure out how to be vegan. And depending on their lifestyle and obviously their health, their bio-individuality, being vegan just might not work out for them, and that's okay. So probably a really obvious reason to not go vegan is because restaurant food is not always available. Now, this might not be a big deal for you if you're somebody who doesn't eat out a lot, or maybe you don't eat out at all. This might not be an issue, but depending on where you're located too, like what part of the world you're in, you might have a ton of vegan options. But in some parts of the world, and in the US, there are certain states where there's really like not a shred of lettuce to be found in certain restaurants, especially in like very rural areas where there's not a lot of people. It's just really hard to find any kind of vegetable. And even worse is at some restaurants, they might have like a salad, but then like you can't even get the salad dressing because it has like egg or something weird in it like that. So in a social setting, if you eat out a lot, or like if you travel to like busted areas a lot of the time that just are not vegan friendly, then you might really struggle with being vegan. Now, of course, this isn't like a huge deal, but it is a fact, especially if you're a social person. If you're going out to eat with people and you're trying to be friendly and you want to be out and about and like that's your thing because you're an extrovert or whatever, it might really be a struggle for you to consistently find vegan options. Another reason to not go vegan is if you're just gonna tell lies about being vegan, okay? I've known several people who say, oh, I'm vegan, but I eat fish sometimes, or oh, I'm vegan, but I eat margarita pizza sometimes, or oh, I'm vegan, but I love a good Breyer's ice cream sometimes. And I'm just like, what? Y'all out here lying, like legit lying. So if you know that there is food that you're just not gonna give up that isn't vegan, then don't walk around saying you're vegan. It is annoying for people who actually put in the time and the dedication to make sure that what they're eating has no animal products or no animal byproducts in it. So to walk around saying that you follow a vegan diet and then slam a Big Mac every other weekend, yeah, no, that's not it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just do you, and don't pretend like you're vegan, okay? Okay. Now, another more serious reason to not go vegan is if you have pre-existing GI issues or digestive problems. Now, this is a big deal because a lot of people will say,
oh, I was vegan for 6 months and I had such bad gas and such bad GI issues, and oh, it's hard for me to go to the bathroom.
And people just go on and on and on and on about how veganism ruined their metabolism or it destroyed their gut health or whatever. Veganism, eating vegetables, eating fruits and vegetables, it's not going to ruin your digestive system. More than likely, these people have pre-existing conditions that they never got taken care of. And so what they decided to do was pretty much start eating a lot more fiber and start eating a lot more plant matter that upset their pre-existing condition because they didn't ease into it, they just kind of dove into it, and their stomachs didn't like that. So if you know you struggle with IBS or IBD, or you have GERD or some kind of acid reflux situation going on, obviously I'm not a doctor, but it's just not a good idea to go and switching your diet without seeing a medical professional first and making sure that you're taking the steps that you need to take to stay healthy along the way. I do believe that it is good to obviously incorporate more whole plant-based foods into any diet, but to try to force yourself to be vegan at the expense of your guts and your digestion, it's just not worth it. And I talked a little bit about this in my video where I talked about my vegan journey and some of the struggles that I went through. And if I could, I would probably go back and do things a little bit differently, do things a little bit better, and maybe like ease into that process and maybe like not struggle so much with food in the process, because that was the underlying problem, was like all of the issues that I had around food and eating and not eating and all of that stuff. So that was my underlying issue, but veganism actually really did help me, but it doesn't always help everybody. So it is important to prioritize your GI health and whatever other health issues you have going on that will be affected by your diet. Just go to the doctor, y'all. Just go to the doctor. Stop trying random pills and random vitamins. Don't buy random things. Only buy what you know you need to support your health because you've seen a doctor, you've seen a medical professional, and you're taking steps to be the best, healthiest you possible, vegan or not, okay? Okay. And like I said before, I'm not a doctor, but I do know that there are some medications and things that people might have to take that have animal products or animal byproducts in them. And this is kind of like a little bit of a gray area, because if it's a medication that you're taking that has like no vegan alternative, or it's a medication that like you literally need in order to survive, I think that that's a little bit different than like your diet, because medication isn't like food, it's stuff that you need to like be alive. I wouldn't consider that like, oh, you're not vegan because you take medicine. Another thing, of course, would be allergies. Like if you're allergic to soy, to certain kinds of vegetables, obviously that's going to be a problem. And allergies can be considered some of those GI issues too. Like if your body is like reacting to some kind of vegetable thing that you're eating, like that could be considered a kind of allergy if your body is having a reaction. So it might be really hard for you to be vegan depending on what your allergies are. But again, that's something that a medical professional could help y'all with. So definitely don't just dive into something like veganism, because it is considered like a more extreme diet. I mean, for me, I don't think it's extreme, but when I see the way most people eat compared to the way that vegans eat, it is more extreme. So if you're used to eating meat and animal products and things like that, and you just want to dive into being vegan, I really would not recommend that. Definitely talk to healthcare professionals first, because I want to see y'all thrive as vegans. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see y'all over here crusty, dusty, bent over, running to the bathroom every hour and a half. Like, that's just no way to live. We are the peeps, and we're gonna do things the healthiest way that we possibly can. So even though I want to see all of y'all thrive being vegan, that's just not reality. So y'all have got to do what's right for you, and we are the peeps, and we are smart, and we are strong, and we're gonna take care of ourselves. Amen? Can I get an amen? Can I get a amen? Thank you. And to my super sensitive peeps out there who have not yet fully built up your sense of self-confidence, if you are going to be triggered, if it's going to ruin your whole week or month or whatever, if somebody comments about your food and what you're eating, you probably should resolve your own self-confidence issues before you dive into veganism. Now, this might sound like a weird one, but this is a very important one because I've always been somebody who I never really cared what people thought about what I did, but then sometimes people would make comments about what I'm eating or whatever, and it would just bother me and it would just like make me mad. And so I'm just like, I had to take some time to think about that. Like, I don't really care about what this person thinks. Oh, especially, okay, I'm gonna get a little bit closer, you know what I'm saying? Especially if the person telling me that my diet was like bird food or rabbit food, or like,
oh, you're not gonna get enough protein, you're gonna be tired all the time,
you're gonna be this, you're gonna be that. And then I look at them, they're out of shape, or like they're eating like a burger and fries like while they're telling me this, or like they're eating a whole row of Oreos, which are vegan, by the way. I'm just saying, those are the kinds of people in my experience who have made comments about my diet. If you're someone who struggles with self-esteem, which is okay, you know, that's something that you want to work on, but it's okay if you struggle with self-esteem. But I would not recommend going vegan right away if you know you're gonna have people in your life who are just gonna make you feel awful. Like, you want to resolve those self-confidence issues, because remember, this is part of full body wellness, okay? This is what we've been talking about on this channel. So you want to resolve your issues with self-confidence before you allow people's negativity and their comments to really like mess you up mentally and emotionally. This was especially true for me because I am a high protein vegan. So not only did I have certain non-vegans making comments about how I ate, but I had other different kind of vegans coming at me saying,
oh, you don't need that much protein, or oh, here's another vegan talking about how much protein they need, blah, 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 blah. All you need is carbs and this and this and that.
Like, I even had vegans coming at me like,
oh, the way you're doing veganism isn't right.
It's just one of those things where you just have to ignore certain people. I actually had, and I know this person wasn't vegan, but I just want to tell this story because it just happened. There was actually someone who commented, I think, on one of my shorts, actually, here on YouTube. And he said something like, or this person said something like, show me your strongest vegans and I'll show you non-vegans that are like stronger, or something like that. And it was just like, I read the comment and it was just so funny. It was like, bro, like, what are you talking about? I'm just sharing my training and my food routine. I'm not trying to like go head to head with you here. I just thought it was so funny, but there's always gonna be people like that. Anyway, but there's always gonna be people like that who have something to say about what you're doing or how you're doing it, or you're doing it but you're doing it wrong. And just be confident in yourself. Be confident in what you're doing. Know your why about why you're doing what you're doing, and other people's opinions won't matter. So those are just some of the things, some of the reasons why I would think you might not want to go vegan. If you struggle with any of that stuff, definitely if you struggle with like GI issues or really any kind of health issue or allergy, think about that and try to resolve some of those issues before you make drastic changes to your diet. Get the doctors involved, y'all. Get the medical professionals involved. If you need help along the way to carry out your health and fitness goals, definitely health coaching is incredible. If you guys want to work with me as a health coach, definitely hit me up on Instagram. Go ahead and leave me a message and I'd be happy to chat with you guys about what some of your goals are. I want you guys to thrive. I want you to be healthy, and I want you to be healthy vegans. This is another reason to not go vegan. If you're not willing to put in the work to get the nutrients that you need, well, you probably should not be going vegan, because say you're a high protein person similar to me, it might just take a little bit more thought, a little bit more planning, a little bit more effort in order for you to make sure that you're getting like the macros or the nutrients that you need. And if you're lazy, like keep it 100, keep it 100, okay? If you're lazy and you're not willing to do that, well then that means you're not gonna get the nutrients you need. So then I would not recommend trying to do high protein vegan if you're not willing to put in that work for yourself. Also, if you have celiac, or if you just choose to be gluten-free, if you're not willing to read through things and make sure that everything vegan that you're eating is also gluten-free, because then that limits your options again. So if you go out to a restaurant, that means you can't eat any bread. You know, even the breads that are vegan at restaurants, you can't even eat those. If they have seitan or something available for you to eat, you can't eat that if you're gluten-free, because seitan is wheat gluten. So if you're not willing to do the extra work to find out what is in things, to read labels, and to make sure it's vegan and also gluten-free, then I just wouldn't recommend going vegan for you. But if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to read the labels, if you're willing to cook for yourself, that's maybe another reason to not go vegan, is if you're not willing to learn how to cook some things for yourself at home. Like if you're used to ordering out, you're used to going to restaurants all the time, I wouldn't recommend that anyway for vegans and non-vegans. But if you know that you are not willing to cook more, a little bit more maybe than you're already cooking, I wouldn't recommend going vegan, because a lot of the time, I would say for me, a lot of the time for financial reasons and just for my own health first and foremost, I cook most of my stuff at home. And because I run into that issue of like limited vegan options at restaurants, sometimes I do bring my own little, you know, Ziploc bag of tofu, or my own little seitan cubes or something like that. I'll sneak something like that into the restaurant and throw that on my salad, or throw that on my pasta, or whatever it is that I eat at the restaurant. So you do have to do more planning around things, especially if you're in an area where the restaurant doesn't have a lot of vegan options. You do have to do a little bit more planning, maybe a little bit more sneaking food in your bag. And so if you're not willing to go through all of that work, or if that makes you feel uncomfortable or whatever, then maybe going vegan just isn't for you, at least not right now. So yes, a vegan telling you why you should not go vegan. Isn't that lovely? I'm sure all the vegans are just gonna love me for this. But again, we're keeping it 100, so I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Let me know if Buddy is looking at the camera the whole time. I didn't check, so leave a comment down below. Let me know if he was looking at the camera. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. All the shenanigans going on over there. I've been posting a lot more reels and content and whatnot. So I am so grateful for y'all. I am really hoping that we can get to 900 peeps very soon. I'm counting on it. I'm just so grateful for the little community that we're building here. So let's get to 900 peeps. I'm still giving out boops on the nose. Y'all already know. I've given out so many boops over the last month or so, but I got plenty more to give. So come on and get them. Come on and get them. Get them. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye! Was Buddy looking at the camera? Buddy is looking straight thug right now. Look at him. Do y'all see this? Look at this bear right now. He's straight thugging. I can't even believe it.